Have you ever spent time and money planting beautiful flowers only to watch them collapse the first time summer really turns up the heat? One week, your garden looks amazing. The next, the leaves are crispy, the flowers have disappeared, and you're outside every evening with a hose, hoping to save what's left. Most people think that's just part of gardening. But here's the truth. The problem usually isn't the weather. It's the plants. Some plants simply weren't made for scorching summers. Others actually thrive in them. While delicate flowers are struggling to survive, these heat-loving plants keep blooming, growing, and adding color as if nothing happened. The best part? Most of them need less water and less maintenance than you'd expect. Today, we're counting down 7 incredible plants that laugh at brutal summer heat. And make sure you stick around until the end, because the last plant has a survival strategy that's unlike anything else on this list. Let's get started. 7. Black-Eyed Susan. There's a reason Black-Eyed Susan has become one of America's favorite garden flowers. It's bright, cheerful, easy to grow, and surprisingly tough. With its golden yellow petals surrounding a dark center, it looks like the kind of flower that would need constant care. In reality, it's one of the hardest working plants you can put in your garden. Black-Eyed Susan is native to the American prairie, where long, hot summers are the norm. Over time, it adapted to intense sunshine and dry conditions, making it a perfect choice for gardeners who don't want to water every day. Once it's established, this plant is incredibly low maintenance. Give it plenty of sunshine, avoid overwatering, and it'll reward you with bright blooms for weeks. It also attracts butterflies and bees, bringing even more life into your yard. And here's something many beginners don't realize. Trying to spoil this plant often does more harm than good. Rich soil and too much water usually produce lots of leaves, but fewer flowers. Sometimes nature really does know best. But if you think this flower brings plenty of color, the next plant turns the heat into its greatest advantage.
6. Blanket flower. Blanket flower looks like someone dipped each petal into a summer sunset. Its fiery mix of red, orange, and yellow instantly catches your eye. But its real beauty is how effortlessly it handles extreme heat. This plant naturally grows in dry grasslands, where rainfall can be scarce for weeks at a time. Because of that, it learned to survive with very little water. That's exactly why it's become a favorite for drought-tolerant gardens across the United States. Instead of fading halfway through summer, blanket flower often keeps blooming well into fall. The secret is simple. It actually prefers a bit of neglect. As long as the soil drains well and it gets full sun, it'll continue producing colorful flowers while many other plants are already giving up. Butterflies love it too, making it an easy way to bring movement and pollinators into your garden without adding extra work. And believe it or not, the next plant survives hot weather using a completely different trick. Instead of relying on tough leaves, it relies on deep roots. 5. Coneflower. Coneflowers have become a staple in American gardens, and it's easy to see why. They're colorful, dependable, and built to handle some of the hottest days of the year. What makes them so resilient is something you can't even see. Many coneflowers develop deep taproots that reach moisture hidden far below the soil surface. While shallow-rooted plants quickly dry out during a heat wave, coneflowers are still finding water underground. It's like having a backup water supply when everyone else is running dry. Their sturdy stems help them stand tall through summer storms and blazing sunshine, while their nectar-rich flowers attract butterflies, bees, and other pollinators all season long. Even after the blooms fade, birds often feed on the seed heads, giving the plant value long after summer ends. If you're looking for one flower that combines beauty, toughness, and wildlife benefits, coneflower is hard to beat. Now I'm curious, which of these plants would you actually grow in your own garden? Let me know in the comments, because from here, the plants only get tougher.
4. Agastache. If you love seeing hummingbirds in your yard, Agastache might be the perfect addition. Often called hummingbird mint, this plant produces tall spikes of colorful flowers that seem to bloom forever. While many plants slow down once temperatures climb, Agastache keeps right on going. That's because it naturally grows in sunny, dry regions where hot summers are simply part of life. Once established, it doesn't need much water, and it actually prefers well-drained soil over rich, damp conditions. Its fragrant leaves are another bonus. Brush past the plant, and you'll notice a fresh, mint-like scent that people enjoy, while deer and rabbits usually leave it alone. Better yet, butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds can't resist it. By the time midsummer arrives, your garden can feel like it's buzzing with life. But while agastache fills your garden with movement, the next plant quietly provides something just as important: structure.
Yeah.
3. Abelia. If every great garden has a backbone, Abelia is one of the best plants for the job. It may not have the biggest flowers on this list, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for with consistency. While many shrubs put on a short show and call it a season, Abelia keeps producing small, trumpet-shaped flowers from summer well into fall. That means your garden stays colorful long after other plants have stopped blooming. It's also incredibly adaptable. Full sun? No problem. A little afternoon shade? It can handle that too. Once established, Abelia is surprisingly drought-tolerant, making it an excellent choice for gardeners who want something attractive without constant maintenance. Another reason people love it is that pollinators never seem to get tired of it. Bees and butterflies visit its flowers throughout the season, adding even more life to your landscape. Whether you use it as a hedge, along a walkway, or simply to fill an empty space, Abelia quietly makes every garden look more complete. But our next plant is anything but quiet. It's bold, dramatic, and almost impossible to ignore. 2. Bougainvillea. If you've ever driven through Southern California or visited Florida, chances are you've seen bougainvillea climbing over fences, walls, and pergolas in a cascade of bright purple, pink, red, or orange. It's one of those plants that instantly makes you stop and look, and it's perfectly at home in extreme heat. Here's something most people don't know. Those brilliant colors aren't actually flowers. The real flowers are the tiny white blooms tucked inside the colorful bracts, which are modified leaves. Native to South America, bougainvillea evolved in hot, dry climates, so it doesn't panic when the weather turns scorching. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes people make is watering it too often. Too much water encourages leafy growth instead of flowers. A little dryness actually helps it produce the colorful display it's famous for. Whether it's climbing a trellis, covering a wall, or spilling from a large container, bougainvillea delivers months of spectacular color with surprisingly little effort. But even this heat-loving vine has one limitation. It still depends on the soil for water. Our number one plant solved that problem in a completely different way. It carries its own water supply.
Aloe.
If survival had a champion, aloe would be hard to beat. Unlike most plants, aloe stores water inside its thick, fleshy leaves, creating its own built-in reserve for dry weather. Think of it as carrying a reusable water bottle wherever it goes. When it rains, the leaves fill up. When the weather turns brutally hot, the plant slowly uses that stored water to keep itself alive. That's why aloe can go weeks with very little attention, while many other plants begin to wilt. Its waxy leaf coating also helps lock in moisture, making it one of the toughest plants you can grow in a hot climate. And aloe isn't just practical. Many varieties send up tall spikes of bright orange, red, or yellow flowers that attract hummingbirds and create a striking focal point in the garden. The only thing it really doesn't like is too much water. In fact, overwatering kills more aloe plants than drought ever does. Give it sunshine, well-drained soil, and a little space, and it'll reward you for years with almost no effort.
Sometimes the easiest plants to grow are also the toughest. When summer temperatures start climbing, most gardeners reach for the watering can. But the smartest solution isn't always more water. It's choosing plants that were built for the heat. Whether it's the cheerful blooms of black-eyed Susan, the fiery colors of blanket flower, the deep-rooted strength of coneflower, the pollinator-friendly agastache, the dependable beauty of Abelia, the breathtaking display of bougainvillea, or the incredible drought resistance of aloe, each one proves that a beautiful garden doesn't have to struggle through summer.
With the right plants, the hottest months of the year can become the most colorful. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing for more simple gardening tips and plant guides that make growing a beautiful yard easier. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these heat-loving plants is your favorite? Or is there another one you think deserves a spot on this list? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.